This is Scott Becker with the Becker Private Equity Podcast, the Becker Business Minute Podcast. This is a story this morning about BuzzFeed moving towards this concept of using AI-generated content to populate their websites, to populate their news, and so forth. On this news, which will allow them to cut labor costs, their stock rose 150% yesterday. And 150% may seem like a lot, and it is a lot. But you have to remember that the BuzzFeed stock has moved down to where it's only trading at about $2 a share or something of that sort. So it's 150% off of a small number, but still a big news. And the big news here is there are so many lessons in this for all of us. There's first of all, there's a lesson that everybody's going to have to move towards some level of AI-generated everything in order to stay up in the business world. The second thing is, as you become clear about what's AI-driven and what that can do versus what it can't do, there will become a sort of super premium on customer connectivity, on true connectivity, true relationships, true branding, true connection, true competence, and so forth. It's sort of the anti-AI is going to be how closely connected to your customers can you be, and how good can you be at executing for your customers. And we'll talk about that separately in a separate podcast, the new superpower in business, which is this sort of customer intimacy coupled with great competency, the new superpower. That's going to be a separate podcast. But today's story is about BuzzFeed moving towards AI-generated content, and this AI-generated content is going to be a bellwether, a ringing of the bell throughout the publishing industry to see how this really applies and what happens and so forth. And it's going to lead people to have to be super great at some other things to stay very relevant, to stay very connected. The BuzzFeed story itself is interesting, but it's the tip of the iceberg and where this is going. Thank you for listening to the Becker Business Minute, the Becker Private Equity Podcast. Thank you very, very much.